Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another Versus Night. Tonight I will be comparing The Cincinnati Kid from 1965 versus Once a Thief, again from 1965. So let's get started on this one with the leads. The Cincinnati Kid stars Steve McQueen and Anne Margaret. Once a Thief stars Elaine Delon and Anne Margaret. Now, as usual with a lot of these videos, I have a connection to them, whether it's similar stories or same cast members. And this one, it is Anne Margaret. Now, in Cincinnati Kid, Steve McQueen is his normal cool as hell self, playing the kid of the title. And he's excellent in here, as cool as ever in this role. Anne Margaret, in her role in this, is a total bitch. She is a very unfaithful wife. She's horrible. Yeah. Although she's hot, very, very, very hot throughout the movie. Not very likable. Once a Thief, Elaine Delon, I don't know a lot about him. I haven't seen him in a lot of stuff. But in this, I got a distinct vibe of a 1960s Jean-Claude Van Damme out of Elaine Delon in this. And I know one's Belgian, one's French, but they still have that similar way of talking with their accents. And, he's fine for what he is in this film, but I wasn't really too impressed with his acting in this. Anne Margaret in this one, though, is playing his wife, and man, is she totally the opposite of what she was in the Cincinnati Kid. And it just shows the talent of this actress to go from this total bitch in Cincinnati Kid to this total loving and adorable, sweet wife in Once a Thief. Excellent. So with this one, just on the strength of Anne Margaret in Once a Thief and the strength of Steve McQueen in The Cincinnati Kid, they offset the with the Anne Margaret portrayal in Cincinnati Kid and the Elaine Delon performance in Once a Thief. So I'm going to give this one a tie. I'm going to give both of them a point on this one. Alright, so let's move on to supporting and see if we can get a different outcome here. Supporting cast on The Cincinnati Kid consists of Edward G. Robinson, Carl Malden, Tuesday Weld, Joan Blondell, Rip Torn, Jack Weston, and Jeff Corey. The supporting cast on Once a Thief consists of Van Heflin, Jack Palance, John Davis Chandler, Tony Musante, Jeff Corey, Steve Mitchell, and Tammy Locke. Now, this one's fairly easy for me to judge on, although I did like Van Heflin and Jack Palance's performances in Once a Thief. I thought they both did great in their roles. I don't think there's any question that you cannot beat Edward G. Robinson in his role in Cincinnati Kid, combined with the excellent performance by Carl Malden and the equally excellent performance of Tuesday Weld in there. And the rest of the supporting cast is fine too in there. Now, another connection between these two films, other than Anne Margaret, is Jeff Corey. Jeff Corey plays a character that's in with the poker games and stuff, has some dealings in there. Not a really great role, but it's fine. Great little supporting role for him. But in Once a Thief, he gets a little bit better role because he is the higher up above Van Heflin. And he has a couple of scenes where he puts Van Heflin's character in his place, which was pretty cool. So, yeah, I'm going to give this supporting to The Cincinnati Kid. Alright, so let's move on to story and see if we can get a different outcome here. All right, the story for the Cincinnati Kid is a young Depression-era poker player seeks to establish a reputation as the best and faces off with an older player considered to be the best. The story for Once a Thief consists of an ex-convict who tries to lead a normal life in San Francisco with his loving wife and daughter, but after being framed for a robbery, his brother pulls him back in. Now, both of these films are very well written and very well acted from those scripts. I do think that some of the characters become more likable through the Cincinnati Kid. Now, yes, you have Anne Margaret, who's a total bitch in it. That's, and you have Rip Torn, who's an asshole, and Jack Weston's has a little bit of a ass in here, but it's not near as unlikable of characters as in Once a Thief. Once a Thief, in moments, Alain Delon is a total prick to his wife. I mean, he smacks her around because he's frustrated that he has lost his job because of this frame job that has been done. And now he's got to, he's frustrated and he's, can't get a job and everything. And then she goes out and gets a job to make the money. And he starts smacking her around for that, which, yeah, that's not going to make you too likable, jackass. Ben Heflin is fine as the detective who is pursuing Alain Delon and is determined to bring him down. Jack Palance plays his brother and is pretty damn likable for being this character that ends up pulling Alain back in. I think Jack Palance's character is much more likable than Alain Delon's character. But the rest of the cast are very, very unlikable characters. The rest of the group with Jack Palance's character are highly unlikable. There's nothing redeemable about any of these people. So, I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Kid on the story on this. I think it is a much better, more fun kind of a film than what Once a Thief is. Alright, so let's move on to direction and see if we can get a different outcome here. The Cincinnati Kid is directed by Norman Jewison, and Once a Thief is directed by Ralph Nelson. Now, both these films are well directed, and one, for whatever reason, was shot in black and white. I guess it gives it that film noir feel with Once a Thief, and Cincinnati Kid is fully in color. So you can see how beautiful Anne Margaret is, even though she is a bitch in this film. But it is beautifully shot, Cincinnati Kid is. You've got some great settings and locations and everything that Norman Jewison used very well in New Orleans and everything, and it's just very, very well done. Once a Thief being in San Francisco, I mean, it has little moments in there for visual things, but I don't think it is as good as what Cincinnati Kid has. So I think I'm going to give this one to the Cincinnati Kid as well. Alright, so that gives us our winner with a final tally of 4-1. The Cincinnati Kid. Now, I don't fully dislike Once a Thief, but like I said, there are moments in there that you just, when you don't like your lead character in there, with Alain Delon in there, it's a chore to finish watching something like that. So this is not a film that I would watch over and over again in multiple viewings. Whereas Cincinnati Kid I might watch a couple of times, and everything, because it has that. It reminds me of films like The Hustler and The Sting and stuff like that. So I really like that kind of films, you know, when it comes to dramas. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with my assessment on these two films? Do you disagree? Let me know in those comments down below. And as usual, if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan. As a Dark Knight Fan Plus member, you have access to an area on the channel right now where you can request a movie, TV series, or ranking video of your choosing. And when that video goes up, it will go up for all Plus members to view prior to it going up on the schedule for all other subscribers. So if you want to get interactive and help us to get more reviews on here that I wouldn't normally do, become a Plus member. Well, that's the end of another Versus Night. If you missed last week's Versus Night, check out the link up in here. Or if you've missed any of the other Versus Nights, check out our playlist and see anything that you have missed.